Oh, big sigh, Arlo. Big sigh.
Welcome back to the Unfiltered 20s, where we talk about the experiences, challenges, and the joys of being in your 20 and navigating through it, whether it's scary or not, you know?
I'm Latia.
I'm Riley.
And today we're talking about growing up in the city of Perth.
Yeah, the good old city of Perth that no one else around the world really visits because there's not a lot to do here.
It just doesn't have that wow factor. There's nothing drawing people to come. But I feel like everyone who has ever come only has good things to say.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That is something I did learn traveling. And then when I was working on the boats, a lot of people would also say Perth people are always love Perth, and Perth people always think they're the best, and Perth always thinks Perth is the best. And I'm like, it's because it is the fucking best. And anyone from any other state who has been here says the same thing. But anyone who hasn't visited, they're like, nah, can't be.
Nah, yeah. You only know what Perth feels like once you've come.
Yeah, somebody said it really well. I can't remember where I heard it, but somebody said it's like country town vibes with city living.
That's a really good way of putting it, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Country town vibes, but city living.
It's like laid back. It's chill. It's not too populated.
It's community.
It's community.
Yeah.
100%. I would love to live somewhere else, maybe, but once I settle down.
You mean
Perth.
rural WA? Or you mean
like over east and whatnot?
Absolutely not.
I would.
Absolutely not.
Or foreign, international. You know, I'd probably go live in Europe for a bit, or New Zealand or something.
I
Probably
feel
New
like
Zealand.
I could do 6 months. Oh, New Zealand I feel like I could do, but that's because we're so similar.
Yeah, I feel like New Zealand's close enough to this. Not that I've been, but I hear.
With no contextual information, this is my opinion.
I think it would be really cool to live in New Zealand.
Oh, New Zealand is beautiful.
I've been told many times.
Love that.
I've been told many times, or mistaken many times for someone who was from New
Bit
Zealand.
of a Kiwi. Do your accent real quick.
No, I'm not.
Why?
Because
do it.
Get stage fright on the microphone.
Oh.
But that's all right, bro. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, bro.
Anywho, we're starting with the community and lifestyle of Perth, and I guess we've already kind of unconsciously dived. Do you say dived or dove?
Well,
is dove the past tense of dive? Is it?
I don't know. Dived.
We've begun the dive into the community and lifestyle.
Let us know where we went wrong.
I'm an English teacher. How about you?
Yeah, clearly not.
I'm learning as I go, seriously.
Yeah, you're learning with the kids that you teach.
I actually am. My mentor teacher gives me a lesson each week. I learnt about plurals this week and where the apostrophe goes. Not plurals. I'm lying. I'm learning about apostrophes and where the apostrophe goes and what it means. Oh my God, so interesting.
Yeah, that's
Anyway.
As if you don't know that as a teacher. Who's teaching English as a second language? Oh my gosh. But yeah, Perth is definitely the place to be when I settle down.
Everyone smiles here. That is one thing that I also picked up from a lot of travelling.
Do they?
When you walk past someone or when you see someone in the shop, you smile at them. If you smiled at somebody on the streets of Europe, they literally looked at you like, what the fuck do you want from me right now? As if you were wanting something. Whereas in Perth, you smile at people when you make eye contact. It's just what you do.
I feel like that might be an Australian thing, but definitely...
It might be a whole Australian thing, but it is, it feels genuine in Perth.
And it gets even better when you're not in the city. So, the people in the city can still be a bit kind of standoffish just because that's how you go about life. But once you get out to the country, people are, waving to each other, on the long roads.
It's like a game that you play when you go on a car trip.
You'd be country driving. And you're driving, you sit your finger up and you count how many people would also... put their finger up. Yeah, nice.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, no, Perth people, they do smile back. They're a little bit friendlier. I guess people aren't as angry here.
Yeah. It does feel like that little bit of a slower lifestyle. I feel like Melbourne and stuff, they can all be a bit quick and everyone feels like they've got 101 things to do. In Perth, it kind of just feels like you roll with it. It's rolling.
It's rolling. People love their coffee over here, being Australian. Our coffee is really, really good.
Sweet, actually. It is sweet coffee. Most people drink white and it's usually sweet.
Mm-hmm. What's your coffee order?
I have a vanilla iced latte. I'm actually moving into the hots half and half though.
Hots half.
Like
What,
I'll go like, no, but like
lukewarm?
half the week.
Lukewarm coffee. Who wants to drink a lukewarm coffee? Half and half.
You're like,
Half and half. What do you mean half and half?
I mean like half the week I'm reaching for a hot coffee and then half the week I'm reaching for a cold coffee.
That's because we're in the transition between summer and winter.
No, but I'm actually just kind of going more off what I feel like. You know?
Just the vibes.
Just the vibes
Just
of
the
the
vibes
morning.
of what she wants to do.
I go
that
for a
day.
white chocolate mocha from Zarafas though with oat milk. Oh, to die for. That white chocolate mocha is so fucking
So
good.
I didn't know you were like 3 years old, drinking hot chocolate still.
Mocha.
I drink half of a coffee.
It's not less coffee.
You're either a coffee or not coffee.
It's not less coffee. It's the same amount of shots as you would get in a latte. It just has syrup and flavouring in it.
A mocha.
Yes.
What? No,
I've literally been
You
a
are a
barista.
barista. I'm not going to fight you on this.
So when somebody at Buzzbuzz ordered a mocha, you just get chocolate syrup with your coffee. It's basically just like a chocolate latte, but you don't say chocolate latte, you say mocha because it's the name that's been built for it.
Interesting.
Oh.
No. I just thought it was a half a shot and then chocolate.
No, you've been gaslit.
So when I grew up, being in Perth, I feel like lots of people drink coffee here. I feel like all over the world, but I started drinking coffee when I was maybe about 17, 16, and I started on the mocha thinking it was half a shot
Yep.
of coffee and then chocolate.
Nope.
No?
Nope.
So I was lied to or just
Wrong.
just didn't do
You're
my
wrong.
research. I'm wrong.
Wrong.
I'm wrong.
You're wrong.
But yeah, no,
And the beaches, it's a coastal town.
It's-
We are the longest. Did we fact check this? Because I
it
don't
is
want to
true.
say it and be
No,
wrong.
it is true. It is true. We are the longest.
Riley's fact. So
I'll
if I'm
take it.
wrong, this is on him. The longest city in the world.
Yes.
So our city streams across the coast.
Streams across the coast.
Streams across the coast. Yeah. So we go from Mandurah. I think we, again, haven't fact checked any of this. We're just yapping. But from Mandurah to Two Rocks, Yanship, it's long. It's literally like a strip. And so it's a very coastal lifestyle.
150 kilometers long.
Kilometres long, there you go.
May consider it to be the longest city in the world.
May consider. See, that seems it's up to interpretation.
Okay, but it says, although it is not an exact science, and Sochi in Russia also has a claim. But we're going to take it
claim.
anyway because we're also the most isolated city in the world.
Yeah.
Because we are so far from everything else. So we may as well just take both, the longest and the most isolated.
There you go.
But-
But it makes it a very, it is lifestyle and very normal for the beaches to just be packed out. If the weather's over 30 degrees and you go down to the beach, that's where everybody is. That's what people will do with their days. That's
Yeah.
a hobby.
Half of the reasons because no one else has anything else to do.
That's a mosquito.
Oh no.
It flew away. It's okay. Anyway, continue.
No one else has anything else to do besides go to the beach and that's it.
Yeah.
Or stay at home, especially in
Yeah.
the summer.
Yeah.
People love doing their long walks across the coast, grabbing a
coastal
coffee,
walk,
having
hot
a
girl walk along the coast.
having a brunch somewhere on the coast.
Absolutely.
All of those coastal cafes are doing really well because that's what people love doing.
The run clubs always head
Run
out that
clubs are-
way.
yep.
Yeah, stunning.
Because you can just literally, there's on West Coast, you could just go. You can just run. There's lots of hills, but it's a great track
I don't
to
run.
see the beach and be right on
Not
the
a
coast.
runner, not a track star.
We're not doing a song. This isn't a cover.
I'm feeling it
Yeah, okay.
today.
We're getting-
It's a parody actually because I changed the words.
What?
I said not a runner,
Oh,
not a
not
track
a
star.
runner,
So
not
I
a
think
track
that makes
star.
it a parody.
Do you feel like Perth feels quiet though? Do you think it's buzzing enough?
See, that's where you get the flip because when you talk about social life and you switch it to it's the one thing that sucks about Perth is nothing is open past 8:30 p.m.
Oh, yeah.
Nothing. So if you are somebody I was a cheerleading coach for the last 6 years of my life and I didn't finish work until 9 p.m. If you wanted to do something socially after 9 p.m, good freaking luck to ya. Even the pubs are shutting their doors by 10, everywhere.
It's closing up.
Everywhere is closed and done for the night and the streets are quiet, which again, it's all up for interpretation. It could be a pro or it could be a con because I guess that is
That is the why. That's the reason why we're kind of the way we are.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like it's more of that homey family vibes where you get to kind of lay back, everything kind of quietening down at 9 o'clock. But for the people that are trying to buzz and go out and do something after 9 o'clock because they've had a big day at work.
Yeah.
You know?
And see, like, even nightclubs and stuff, like, it's very limited. There are only a few options. But I suppose when you put into perspective, like, our density and ratio, you probably don't need much more than that.
No.
You know? Sometimes festivals feel too crowded.
Festivals
I
get
could not
packed.
imagine a festival anywhere else, actually. Now that I'm, like, really thinking about
It would
that,
be
imagine
so much
going to a
more
festival
packed.
anywhere else. Ew.
We're the type of people that hate it when like
Crowds.
it's all sardines.
Hate crowds.
Hate the crowds because everyone's up against each other and it's
Yeah.
gross. We hate that. So festivals do get a bit sparse, which
But
is
your
good.
nightclubs and stuff, there's definitely so much room to, like, move around and have some freedom.
I feel like unless you're like 18, 17 until like 25, I feel like not many people go out to those nightclubs anymore.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, even 25's pushing it, I think, for Perth people.
I haven't been to a nightclub in like a year, I reckon. Like, when was the last time I entered a nightclub?
I don't know.
I actually can't remember the last time I went to a nightclub or where it was.
Henry Summers. It wasn't even a
When?
nightclub.
Yeah, and when?
Well, I went for Casey's, but that was...
Yeah, I didn't go.
That wasn't
I
nighttime.
can't remember the last time I went into a nightclub. That's so wild.
That's wild for her.
Anywho, I'm not mad about
She
it.
picked very early, guys.
You know,
So early.
got it out the system nice and young, seriously. No, you know what has increased a lot in Perth over the last, I'm going to say 5 years? Our food. Restaurants.
Yeah. Carrying Up definitely has been...
Karen Up
big
and
catalyst for
Whitford's,
that,
they're
yeah.
outside areas. Like, there's been some nice big names come across to Perth now. We've got Betty's Burgers, we got Taco Bell,
Got
and we got our
Starbucks
first
come
ever
through.
Starbucks.
Starbucks came through.
So, like, at least that part of life is picking up a little bit for Perth.
Yeah.
That's a little bit nice.
Starting to get some traction with those
Because, yeah, it
bigger companies.
used to feel like Grilled was like
That was the best thing ever.
the best burger place.
Grilled. What? Half of you probably won't know what Grilled is unless you're from Perth.
Oh, there
don't
wasn't
know
even
if
a
it's
KFC in most suburbs. Like, literally, it was like Hungry Jack's or McDonald's for your,
KFC's
like,
a bit huge
fast
now.
food was
KFC's
it.
everywhere now.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. It's even only recently that those have started popping up.
Yeah. Fair. Are they really
Yeah,
good?
I think the food in
Love
Perth has come a
KFC.
long way. Like, I think it's way easier to find a nice, like, approachable, affordable restaurant nowadays than it was 3 years ago. It was either, like, real high class, you have to book or something, or fast food. I feel like they've really filled in that middle gap.
Yeah. Do you know what our favourite place is to go at Carrying Up? Authentic Bites.
Dumplings.
Absolutely amazing. Shout out
And
to
they have
Authentic
Yochi.
Bites.
We got Yochi in the
And
last
then
couple of years as well. See, I told
Yochi,
you that part's come a
our
long
best
way.
combo, our staple date night. Authentic Bites.
Straight over to Yochi.
Straight over to Yochi
Yeah.
at Carrying Up.
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing combo.
Literally, and you can just park on the outskirts and you're just right there and you just in
And out.
peace and love.
But yeah, you're right. Our food is getting better. I hadn't
is.
even thought about that. But we do have a lot more options than we've ever had before.
Absolutely.
Which is really good. Definitely go check out Carrying Up if you haven't been. There's some great places there.
So, in terms of, like, if you were explaining Perth to somebody else, would you recommend it and give your spiel on Perth? Give us a summary. Give us the overview. That fly is not leaving you alone.
I know. I must
It's
stink.
literally like stopping on your hair and stuff.
That's
Ew.
gross. I don't stink, by the way.
I don't know. It's not its worst play.
My overview of Perth, I guess if we're summarising what we literally just said, is it's a laid back... I know, it's
Sorry, I
so
can't
annoying.
with the fly.
It's
Continue. I'm
laid back
listening.
town that's great for families. Absolutely beautiful beaches. That doesn't really have a lot going on, but it's good if you
It's
like
also
it like
just
that.
enough.
It's just enough, you know?
You can still fill your weekend. You can still
can-
like
100%
There
find
is still
things
a
to do.
zoo. There is still petting farms. There is still
Why is that?
the
where
first.
you,
Well, let me finish. There is still Adventure World, although it's overpriced. There is still.
I think Adventure
There's a
World's
lot of
overrated.
foreshores. There's a couple of foreshores that are nice as well. Like, I feel like there is enough.
There is enough to fill your weekends. Like Perth is big enough to go do those things.
And Bali's only a 3-hour flight away. What more could you
we have a
fucking
great
ask
deal
for,
with
seriously?
Bali. Yeah.
Like, you can get flights in a com for
It's
5
actu-
nights for like 700.
It's actually
$800.
cheaper to go to Bali from
up north.
Perth than to go up north to Darwin, which is the same direction, and or to East Coast.
Yeah,
It's cheaper to
way
go to
cheaper
Bali.
for us to go to Bali than to the East Coast, hands down. Hands down.
Say maybe what, 1,200, 1,500
Which
to
is
go to
so
Bali for a
ideal, because
week.
who doesn't want to go to Bali?
I know. Love Bali.
What better holiday?
Another shout out. Go to Bali.
Go to Bali.
Amazing. But yeah, no, Perth is really good. I really love being in Perth, and I feel like we don't get talked about enough.
Yeah.
We just kind of fly under the radar, but maybe that's what we like about
I guess,
Perth.
I guess if maybe we're like letting out our lifelong secret right now. Like maybe we're about to fuck up Perth. Maybe it's been like an unspoken rule that you just like
Don't talk about
You have to
Perth.
shit on it because otherwise people are going to come and they're going to ruin our culture.
No, culture I don't think we can change. I think Perthians will always be Perthians.
Yeah, true.
Will always be that way. We are getting a lot of immigrants like coming through. A lot of people coming to.
But we were already so multicultural.
Yeah, and I think
it's really
I think that makes us us. You know, we are so inclusive of everyone.
Yeah.
No one has anything that bad against each other that it causes any divides. So you get the odd story here and there, but for the most part, we're doing a really good job.
Yeah, I feel like even when I was traveling and stuff, when I spoke to people, oh my God, one of the funniest things in our first hostel in Amsterdam, I can't believe this has only clicked back in my head. I met a Canadian girl, and as soon as she found out I was from Australia, she goes, oh my God, I need to pull up my phone right now and show you my list. And I was like, your list?
So good.
And thank you. And she literally whips out her phone and she pulls up a list of slangs and slogans that we use that she was just weirded out by. She was like, I've been traveling for like 6 weeks now and I cannot believe the stuff that you guys say. She was like, servo? What the hell is a servo? And I'm like,
You're actually nailing
really
that.
selling this.
Hey, you're doing a good job.
But she literally, like, it was so funny. Servo, Bartolo, Arvo, Macca's. Like, literally, oh my God, it was so funny. But, like, the way that she went through that list, and there was so much. And in my head, I was like, I've never overthought Bartolo. We literally have a bottle store that's called Bottolo. That's what it's called, the green one.
They call it the Bottolo.
It's called Bottolo.
Yeah.
Like, it didn't even
But that's
resonate that we did that.
Yeah, it's not what it's called everywhere
And like
else.
servo, they're like petrol station.
Petrol station.
Or
yeah.
fuel stop.
You do that way better than I do. That's so good. High five.
Thank you.
I like that.
But
no,
also,
it's so true. I remember her. She was
she was lovely. I really
was.
liked her. But oh my God, it was so funny. The energy that she just like lit up with when she found out I was from Australia. Oh, so good.
You also find that a lot of people love Australians.
They light up. Yeah, they actually do. They get so excited.
Yeah.
To hear about it, and they do, like, they sort of know about the beauty of the culture, because I was close with a girl from Ukraine who was working for South Croatia at the same time I was. We only crossed over for a few days. She was leaving as I was arriving, type of thing. But she was telling me all about her stories of back where she was from home and what was going on over there, and I found out a lot of insight, and she was really grateful that I asked. I really remember like kind of tiptoeing the first day, and then I was like, you know what, I want to educate myself. Is it okay if I ask? And she was like, I love people that ask. All we want is for people to educate themselves. We want you guys to ask the questions and want to know, like figure it out. But she said to me that it was an inside joke with her and her friends that like, oh, maybe we should leave, maybe we should run, where should we go? America? Nah. Europe? Nah. Australia? Yes. They were like if we were going to move, Australia's the place. Like,
yeah, come on. Come join us.
Literally, I was like,
come
do it,
live here.
babes. Come to Perth.
It's an absolutely beautiful place. That's speaking for all of Australia. I love it. Absolutely amazing. The only other thing about Perth is that everybody knows each other. Remember when we were playing?
So small.
Remember we were playing that game when we went to Kentucky? We played the game. It was like, what do we call it? It was pretty much just like, okay, how many connections until we can? Well, like 21 questions until we find the connection.
So you would find a mutual friend who was a mutual friend of the connection friend. And I don't know if that makes sense. I almost need like a diagram.
But like you would be able to like say if you didn't know
Within
somebody,
2 people.
Yeah, it was like, I think,
know them.
two mutual friends that you figured out, went to the same school or live in the same suburb or whatever.
Yeah.
It didn't take long before you had a connection. Like,
Yeah.
that's how small Perth is. And you can barely do anything in Perth without getting, knowing someone.
Oh, it was a joke with me and my friends growing up. I can't remember like how it came across, but we were like, you can't cheat in Perth. You can't cheat in Perth. There is no way that that's not getting back to that person. Like, you cannot cheat in Perth because everyone knows everyone, and that person in the club saw you with that person, like, you cannot. Nuh-uh.
Yeah, you can't do anything like that. It's just once you've done something, it might not stick because who cares, but it'll definitely people will find out.
Oh, people know people. Like, I coach in Port Kennedy, which is, well, we just talked about it being 150 kilometres long, pretty much 100 kilometres away from where we live. And so I have multiple mutual friends, like, through cheerleading all across that south side of the river, that it's like, it's so funny how it's just a widespread community of people.
So crazy. I mean, the PT that I worked with this week on Wednesday, no idea who he was to begin with.
Yeah.
But then apparently we just had he went to Kingsway, which is literally this high school over the road from where I went.
Where you grew up.
Which was crazy. And then he knew people in association between the two high schools. I'm like, what the hell?
Well, you can literally use us as an example.
Yeah.
We grew up like 3 minutes away from each other, right? Like, our houses are so close. But we went to different high schools and then met each other through mutual friends at 14, only to run into each other at a festival. That's how small Perth is 5 years later.
5 years later, that's how small it is. But we've known each other for such a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow. 2 years now. 2 years, shout out.
Do you like my socks?
I don't like your socks.
That one's strawberries and these ones are cherries.
I don't like your socks.
Can you just appreciate them for
I
a
actually
minute?
do, but they're all dirty.
Are they?
There's black on the bottom, love. Black on the bottom. But yeah, I mean, I think that kind of wraps up what we wanted to say about Perth. Little dip into what we wanted to say about Perth. And
and
there is so much more that we could talk about.
Oh, 100%.
But yeah, I just wanted to give our 2 cents on what it's like
Living
to live here, It's amazing. Absolutely love it. It's quiet, amazing. Opportunities, they're not the best. A lot of people who do anything end up going somewhere else, but they always come. They will usually
universities,
come back.
though.
Yeah,
most people don't move away to study. They really don't.
No, they don't move away to
We have
study.
good universities.
However, anyone who gets to like the top of the game,
Yeah.
they always have to move out because there is at that top end there is just not enough, But that's okay.
Of course.
This place is here to live and settle down, I reckon.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But we will be diving a little bit deeper into the cost and living and housing next week with our next special guest.
Yeah, keep tuned. We're going to have another guest on, which will be really cool.
Super exciting.
But yeah, we can dive deeper into kind of lifestyle and cost of living in Perth. So that'll be really nice.
Yeah.
And a little bit more.
Also, when you look at it from like a in your 20s perspective, like what buying your first house looks like.
Yeah, what buying your first house looks like. That's 100%.
Yeah.
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 And what we're trying to do.
What we're trying to do.
And what we think we should be doing. But then obviously, it's
and we can try and share that perspective of how we're all looking at it.
Yeah, 100%.
Sounds good.
That's good. Anyway.
Thanks for tuning in. Peace and love.